All is well. Where'd you buy him?
Nothing.
Ooh.
Just material stuff.
You have everything you need or something?
Just things.
Ooh. Oh, material things. You're not into material things. You're so holy.
Just a bunch of things, you know.
How was Hawaii?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was beautiful.
It was what?
Beautiful.
That's your first time there? Oh, it was very nice.
Seconds now.
Yeah. Good morning. Welcome to church. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. I can respond to your questions and comments as soon as you give them to James, all right? Go to our chat line. Good morning, everybody. How y'all? I can tell you guys are fired up this morning. You got so many questions and comments, and you just can't wait. All right? I got to ask you first. Your nephew was here last Sunday.
Yes.
And right at the end of the meeting, he had an awakening.
Yes.
What happened after church?
I haven't heard from him.
Oh, you have not?
He hasn't been complaining to me at all. It seems like his life changed.
Yeah.
And he's no longer, well, maybe he's dealing with other stuff at home,
Right.
but he hasn't been I guess he was actively out there just talking crap about the world and politics, really involved in that.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's calmed down. Maybe he's taking care of other stuff, like work, family, more important things than politics.
Right. So how old is he?
He's 24?
His mother is your sister.
Yes.
Have you spoken to her since he was here?
I was meaning to, but I've had a crazy week. So eventually I want to.
Yeah.
Because that opened up a lot of things for me too.
You what?
That opened up a lot of things. Because I was trying to defend her.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't let me.
I know.
And I thought I was a little upset. I wasn't angry because I'm working on that.
Right.
But I was upset about it. And I delved in deeper. And it seems like she was like my second mom. So we kind of had the same upbringing.
Right.
Yeah.
I noticed you were trying to defend her. She's so nice. I just
I'm
love
sorry,
her.
Jesse.
And you were
I should have
like,
known better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's good that it happened so you can get to discover that about yourself.
Yes, I
You
did.
can see that.
I'm working on it, yeah.
Yeah. Good,
Yeah,
man.
seeing it clearly just gives me like, okay, so I discovered that what my mom gave me that I forgave her for
Uh-huh.
is the longing for some like deeper family connection, like that, like she was always worried about everything.
Your mother.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what she passed on to me, and that's what I think my nephew,
Can you speak up for me?
that's what my nephew received from his mom, because while my mom was working, his mom was actually raising me. There was a 7-year age difference.
Wow. So your sister is like your mother almost.
Yes.
Amazing. And you didn't want to hurt mama.
I didn't, my old self didn't, but I understand now that it's the only way that I could actually move on and grow
Yeah.
and get past all that.
Yeah. Amazing. I have a brand new biblical question.
Sure.
Should men romance women?
Should they? No.
Should a man romance a woman?
That's a biblical question? Hollywood, yeah, well, Hollywood would say no, absolutely not.
A man
'Cause-
should
'cause
not
Hollywood-
romance a woman?
No, Hollywood wants you to how do you define romance?
Romance.
I haven't thought about it.
Have you ever romanced a woman?
God, yes. I'm
So you know the definition already. Why did you romance her?
I was raised by television, and I thought the way to win a woman's acceptance was to write her letters. Yeah, my dad wasn't around to teach me how to really treat a woman properly for real love.
And so why did you romance her? When you were dating, why did you romance the women? If you say no to it, why were you doing it?
I wasn't taught the right way to have a healthy relationship with women. The romance thing is like a Hollywood invention.
So you learned from Hollywood how to do that?
Yeah, I grew up watching television. My parents were working.
Oh, I see.
I had 3 sisters, so they were always watching those soap operas. My mind was completely influenced by a female presence.
So how do you have a courting period if you're not going to romance?
A courting period?
You know how man and woman meet,
Uh-huh.
now they get to know each other.
Yeah, you just talk and get to know each other. You treat each other well. What do you mean by romance? What do you mean by romance?
Have you ever romanced?
I try to dress well.
You try to dress well?
I try to dress well to set myself up so that they get the story in their head that I'm the person that they want.
Amazing.
That's romance, right?
That's what you used to do?
Yes.
Okay. And should a man do that?
No.
Wow.
I've learned this year, I've stopped buying clothes. I bought guns. I'm fixing up my truck. Santa gave me a nice rifle for Christmas,
Right on.
and I've never had a better year.
So are you romancing your rifle?
We haven't been on a date yet. I'm still prepping her. I've only had it for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Amazing. Irma, should a man romance a woman?
Absolutely not.
What do you mean absolutely not? How would you get a woman if you don't, how you guys get to know each other?
I mean, I have, but I wouldn't do it now.
You wouldn't romance a woman now?
No.
Do you have a
At
woman?
least not the way that I would do it before.
Do you have one?
That's a setup question. You're not going to rest your case on me.
Amazing. The young lady here, should a man romance a woman?
She doesn't speak English.
Habla,
This is my mom.
Habla English?
No.
Habla español?
Sí.
Should? Ask her, should a man romance a woman?
Que si un hombre debería, how do you say romance in Spanish? Ser romántico con una mujer.
Por supuesto.
She says absolutely.
Absolutely.
Por supuesto.
And why?
¿Por qué?
Nos ayuda a seguir nuestra feminidad. O sea,
Because it helps a woman
diferencia.
to feel feminine if
Ah.
she feels courted by a man.
Right on. Well, don't date that guy.
Entonces, que
Or
no
that
salgas
one.
con él.
Should a man romance, and I'll come to you. Should a man romance right here? Should a man romance a woman? No, you. That was the lady.
I don't speak English.
So how do you know what I'm saying? That's how the Mexicans do it, huh? When they don't want to answer the question, no English. How do you know what I'm saying then?
Well, you had a translator over there.
Oh, so she heard her?
She got the last part.
So ask her, should a man romance a woman?
Should a man romance a woman? I don't talk.
Oh, you don't speak Spanish? James. Oh, who speaks Spanish over here? Oh, Esteban. Ask her, should a man romance a woman?
Que si un hombre debería ser romántico con una mujer.
Yes.
¿Por qué?
Because the girls like.
The girls
What'd
like
she
it?
Speaking to the mic, Esteban. What'd she say?
She said yes because the girls like it.
And why do they like it?
¿Y por qué les gusta?
I think because she need It's hard for me.
She needs what?
She need to feel love.
You need to feel
I
love?
think
That's good.
Okay. Galoshes. Esteban, should a man romance a woman?
I would say no.
Why are you saying no? You're never going to get a wife.
I mean, I think there's a. At least not the way like that men are doing it like nowadays. I'm not sure if you should or not, but it seems like the way like that men are doing it like nowadays, it seems wrong to me.
Have you ever romanced a woman?
Yeah.
And why did you do it then if you think it's wrong now?
Well, that was back then. I haven't really. I've been trying to like. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but I did it back then because I thought it was normal. You know, I was just going with the flow and thought like that. That you're supposed to be in like relationships all the time, even like back in high school. So I was just going like with the flow of like what was happening like around me.
So you romancing a lot of women in high school?
Well, just I guess, yeah.
Amazing. Yes, sir.
So I don't think that chasing a woman will actually get her to fall for you. I
You
think
don't?
women respond to the alpha male, and the way that you get a woman to want you is to outcompete the other men around you. And so a woman will say that because she doesn't know what she's talking about. But she will actually be more attracted to the alpha, not the romance guy who's going to chase women around and try to offer them goodies, treats. Like, have you ever bought flowers for a woman on the first date? Do you bring flowers?
I've never
women?
bought flowers.
I've had a woman
I
demand.
was weak, but not that weak. No, I'm kidding.
And you've been married? How did you end up?
I'm like, get
You
over
married the
here,
first
woman. No,
what
I've
did,
never
what did she
been
do?
married.
And did she listen to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no romance.
I didn't say I didn't romance her.
How did you romance her?
The same way you did.
Okay, so I don't do it anymore. Since coming here, I've learned not
Do you
to.
have a girlfriend?
No,
A wife?
no.
I rest my case.
How about you? Do you have a girlfriend?
No,
A wife?
no,
Do you have kids?
yes.
Okay, you went on that department.
I got that out the way. No.
So I,
Forget about the
yeah, I'm
romance.
late. I'm a late bloomer. So this past year, I stopped doing it. I remember one of the dates, this woman demanded that I buy her flowers before the first date.
She demanded,
She asked me, she was like, I'm not going out with you until you send me flowers
and
first.
did you buy them?
Yes.
Beta!
That was before I met you. True.
That before I met you. I heard that before.
So that was a mistake.
Why was
that
it a
was part-
mistake? Well, if she was making you do it, that's a mistake.
Well, she asked for it. I thought, well, if that's the caliber, her standard, then that's the price to play, to ante up. Might as well do it and see how it goes.
Amazing. Oh, let me ask Mr. Romeo. Doug. And then I want to ask this young man, and I got to move on right here. Doug, should a man romance a woman?
Yeah,
And why you say yes? One sensible man in the room.
because, I mean, that's just part of the game at the beginning.
The game, what game?
I mean, that's a bad word. That's just part of
That's
the.
the right word.
That's just part of the
It's not a
interaction at the
bad word.
beginning. That's just the part of the whole getting to know each other. That's part of the. That's just the way it begins. I mean, most people, when they, if they're attracted to somebody, have some sort of feeling towards them, so they're going to do romantic things.
Okay. Have you ever romanced a woman?
Yes.
How many? No, that's all right. We don't have time to
I can't count them on one hand.
Should a man romance a woman?
He said the word chasing a woman, and some people could say that's romancing. And I guess before I met you two, I'd say that was romancing. But now I think if there is a word, if that's real, the word romancing, then it would be a godly quality, and it wouldn't come from anything that you're doing personally. I
So should a man romance a woman?
Yes, by living uprightly and godly.
Yeah, he's so holy. Where are the non-Christians? Should a man romance a woman? Right here.
I'll say yes.
You say yes?
Yeah.
And why do you say yes?
Yes, in the way that he shows affection.
And what way is that? Speak up so everybody can hear you.
Depends on the person. I think.
Depending on the person? Are you married?
No.
You have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
You have a boyfriend? Oh, this is your boyfriend? Oh, amazing. Interracial. And so does he romance you?
I would say yes.
He does? And how does he romance you? Don't tell us the dirty stuff.
He treats me well.
He treats you well? And what is treating you well?
Things like, like opening doors and treating me to dinner, things like that.
Open the door, treating you to dinner. Oh, cool. And this your first time here?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome. What's your name?
Joanne.
Joan?
Joanne.
Joanne. Oh, where are you from?
Maryland?
Maryland? Amazing. Any questions for me?
I'm just listening, experiencing.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome, all right? This your first time too?
Yeah,
And what's your first name?
Cameron.
Cameron. So you romance Joanne?
Apparently, yes.
And should a man romance a woman?
I think yes.
And how did you learn to romance her?
My father taught me how to treat a woman.
Oh, he said, come here, son, let me show you how to treat a woman.
Just by osmosis of seeing him.
Oh, I see. And you like romancing the woman?
I think you have to do it. So
You have to do
I
it?
think it's a rarity that the ends justify the means.
Oh, if you didn't do it, what would happen?
It'd be not here.
Oh, amazing. Any question about, welcome to the LA, welcome here.
Yeah, I'm from Alaska.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I've talked to you on the radio show a couple times. This is like on my #1 thing I wanted to do. I just got into LA last night.
Oh, amazing, man. Well, the floor is yours.
Really,
what do you
thank
want to talk about?
I've forgiven my mother, but I just recently told her to her face, and it was really powerful. And an interesting thing that happened is she wanted to know exactly what I forgave her for, because she wanted to rebuke it. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to give her that satisfaction.
Right on.
But another thing I wanted to ask you about. So my sister has a boyfriend, and her boyfriend has a kid. And the boyfriend's total loser, beta male, just sits around, and my sister supports him.
Are they living together?
Yes, sir.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. And my mom's really worried about her, but she blames my father for this.
Your mother does?
Yeah,
Oh,
because they're divorced.
right.
And she was blaming him because she thought that my sister took care of my father, and that was like a pattern. So she blames the father always.
Amazing.
And is that
So your
should I just stay out of it?
Your sister, her boyfriend, and your mother are living in the same place?
No, my sister lives in Alaska in my city,
Oh, okay.
in Anchorage.
And your mother live in Maryland?
No, she lives in California.
Oh, she
lives in
does?
Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay. And you should stay out of it.
Just stay out of
You
it.
should advise them if they ask you, especially,
Okay.
but let them suffer. But when they ask you about it, you should be honest with them.
Okay.
If you guys sitting around having a conversation, just be honest with them. But don't resent them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but be honest. Because they need to hear the truth. That way they'll have something to think about at some point. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you the only boy in the family?
Yeah.
Amazing. How many sisters?
I have a stepsister and an older sister.
What a mess.
We try to make it work.
And so are you living on your own now?
Yeah, I live by myself.
How old are you?
26.
Right on, man. Any other questions for me?
That's maybe later if something
Oh,
comes
okay.
up.
All the way from Alaska.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Joel?
Yeah.
Did you know he is black?
Yeah.
Did you see him today?
Yeah. I asked him where the bathroom was, and he told me where it was.
Oh, that's the right person.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you have your hand? Oh, you. Okay. Right here. I'm glad you're here, man. How come she rubbing you on your back? You scared?
No.
How come Mama patting you on your back? Mama rubbing him. That's okay, baby. You did fine. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say if you feel compelled to romance the woman, then yes, absolutely.
What is a compelling feeling
Well, I mean,
to
if
romance?
you're enjoying that person's company, or you like the person,
Okay.
it shouldn't be expected or anything. It's not like there's no formula to it. It's like go on the first date and send flowers. Like that comes across as needy, but if it's from a genuine place, a place of presence, then absolutely.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Have you ever romanced a woman?
Absolutely.
Did it work out?
No.
No. Should a man romance a woman?
I think it's a trick question, but
A trick question?
yeah, like I think it depends on the person. So
What do you mean?
I think that you asking that question, it could be like maybe women expect it and guys expect women to like want to be romanced, so they do it. But if you ask men, they wouldn't do it if they didn't, like if women didn't expect it. So do men? Yeah, I think it's like it depends on the person.
Have you ever romanced a woman?
Yeah.
And why did you do it?
Because I felt it's like peacocking. You want to show like your best foot forward. You want to like give them gifts, flowers, whatever.
For what
to, like,
reason?
So maybe they would like you because you don't like yourself. Maybe so you want to.
You romanced a woman so that they can like you because you
Yeah.
didn't like yourself?
Yeah, of course. It's all deep seated
So
psychological.
it's to get something back?
Yeah, always.
If the man didn't want something from the woman, would he still romance her?
No, never.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Justin, should a man romance a woman?
I think it depends what he's getting out of it. That's the way I see it, honestly.
Only if he's getting something back?
Yes.
Like what?
That's why we do it. Well,
You do it to get something back?
We love the way
just
she
notice,
looks.
ladies, it's not doing it out of love.
No.
They're doing it to get something back.
Absolutely.
Like what?
What am I getting in return?
This is my trainer, by the way. And he worked me like a slave. I call him master.
Jesse looks like a statue in his underwear now.
I don't even recognize my own body. I walk around the gym in my underwear.
Yes.
I'm so proud of it.
Everyone's taking pictures, getting autographs.
That's right.
Yes. So we're going to be working on a new book for 2020.
And what is it called?
Buns of Steel by Jesse Lee Peterson.
Amazing.
To answer your question,
and that's Doug over there, by the way.
how's it going, man? So I think it depends on the girl, because some girls are really sweet. You get a good feeling about them, and you feel like it's worth it, because you can see that nurturing in them, and they appreciate it. So then it feels good to romance them. But I think a lot of girls today, they're so used to every guy peacocking and every guy trying to impress them and every guy try to romance them. They almost see it as a weakness. Like, this guy's a sucker. He's going to take me to a nice dinner. He's going to buy me expensive drinks, and then I'll give him a kiss on the cheek and say goodnight. You know?
Right.
And I think I'm generalizing, but I think a lot of women go around these days and they're professionals at that. And guys are like, they don't pay for anything now. Guys just wine and dine them. It's all free. It's a free ride.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I don't think, in my old age now, I don't think men should romance women unless they know what they're getting.
How old are you?
45.
Oh.
Like the president.
45. Yes, sir. I had no idea. I knew it was an interesting question, but I had no idea. Where am I? Oh, yes, sir.
I was wondering if it could be a regional thing as well for the women, because maybe in big metropolitan cities, you've got that competition going on, and so it happens more often. But I think that old-fashioned romance should always be there without expecting anything. And
But how do you romance without expecting something?
doing things without having expectations.
How you do that? Oh, I'm spending $100 on you tonight, but I don't want anything in return.
I don't think it has to be. Well, I don't think it has to be $100 either.
Well, I'll just use that as an example.
Yeah, I mean,
if you spend $100, would you want something in return?
No.
Yeah, you would, boy.
I think you're doing it for the wrong reasons then. And
How about
woman
$20?
It could be like $1 thing, or it could be something free.
You
know?
would take her to lunch for $1?
I mean, I don't know if I would take a lady to a dinner, like $100 first dinner. I've tried that, and
So
it
he's
definitely
cheap.
doesn't work.
No woman is going to dinner with you if it's not $100.
Maybe you start off with a coffee or something, and feel it out, and then
Coffee?
you work up to that. Yeah.
Is it a free coffee or something?
Maybe a McDonald's. I don't know. But again,
Amazing.
I think it depends on the location. If you're maybe in a more rural place, and the women haven't been jaded and something like that, then maybe they'll just respond differently.
Have you ever romanced a woman?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
Victoria, should a man romance a woman? Happy birthday, by the way. We got to sing her song today. You better hurry up and get romance. You're getting old.
I know. Oh,
Should a man romance a woman?
the selfish part of me wants to say yes, so yes.
That's the true part of you, huh?
Yeah. I think he should.
Okay.
But I do understand that he's only doing it because he does want something in return.
But that's okay?
It depends on the thing that he wants.
He don't want but one thing.
Right. And no.
Ain't nothing else you want.
There's just too many layers to this as far as how different guys are, but I will say that I know exactly what that person's going for if they wine and dine me and all that kind of stuff. But I think for women, I think we need to get, I don't even know how to say it, but it's like we need to get on the ball, because just because he's doing that doesn't mean you owe him anything.
But
That's his
when a
choice.
man is romancing you, before you start to wake up, now you start to understand. But when a man is romancing you, you know what he wants from you already, right?
Yes.
And you think, but do you tell yourself, oh, this is love? Or do you tell yourself, right on? You go along with the game? Be honest.
I know, it's like I can't say it. Okay.
You can say, yes, I go along with the game.
I know. Wow. I have in the past. Yes.
Did it feel like love while he was romancing you?
I would say no, because as a woman, if you're really interested in a man, he doesn't have to do a lot. It's just there.
But before you woke up, did it feel like love when the guy was romancing you?
I thought it was love, but it was more, for me, a sense of control, as far as I could kind of dangle the carrot stick in front of him, and then he would have to do more to get more.
Oh, okay.
But
oh, amazing. I
yeah.
appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. Oh. But now I have a question for you.
Yes.
So if the man is romancing a woman, and you're saying it only leads to one thing, like he's doing it for that payoff, which I'm assuming is sex, right?
I can't
Or
say
what-
right now because this is my
Oh,
new biblical
okay.
question this week.
But I was thinking now
Are you
is
thinking that's why he's romancing you for sex?
correct
So you're
because,
sitting there eating dinner, he think he gonna get some sex.
well,
He gonna have to buy me a dessert.
if I could give an example, because someone in the room mentioned peacocking.
Right.
And that stood out to me because the last person I remember dating did that. Like the first maybe 2 or 3 dates, it was like super fancy and stuff like that. But he ran out of steam because he was trying to show something that he couldn't maintain. And I think as women, if as we're waking up, if we can just not give in to that,
Yeah.
you'll see he loses steam. And it's like you have to be very, very aware of when that happens. But so many women give themselves physically so early that they don't even have time to see it stop.
Right. Amazing.
yeah.
I'll respond to it next Sunday. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. It's my new biblical question coming up. Joel, what do you say? Should a man romance a woman?
No, man
Urban
should
said,
not
uh-oh.
romance a woman. And
You said no?
No, and
Why not?
romance is a nicer word for seduce.
Romance is what?
A nicer word for seduce.
Oh.
That's like today's terms to make it sound okay, but it's seduction, 100%.
So the man is seducing the woman or she's seducing him?
The man is seducing the woman.
Oh.
And
Were
not
you
necessarily
romancing
for
her?
sex, but some kind of ego reason.
And so have you ever romanced a woman?
Oh, yeah.
He black. You look like you've been romancing. Okay. How about you standing right next to Esteban? I mean, sitting right next to Esteban. Should a man romance a woman?
What do you mean by romance? Exactly.
Have you never romanced a woman before?
I mean, that's a loose term. I don't know exactly what you mean by it.
Have you ever romanced a woman?
I guess so, yes.
Have you ever romanced a woman?
Yes.
That's what I mean. Should a man do that?
I don't see anything wrong with it, no.
So he should do it?
Yeah.
And why?
This is part
I'm
of
not saying it's wrong or right. It's just my new biblical question.
Okay.
Because I want people to really think and know for themselves. Why should he do it?
It's just part of the process of getting to know someone, I guess.
What process?
Like the dating process.
The dating process? So you get to know her by romancing her?
I believe what I'm saying as romance is different from what you're defining it as.
I haven't defined it yet.
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
I just think it's part of the process.
Of romancing her. So do you ever get to know her? Have you ever gotten to know a woman by romancing her?
Yeah, I have.
And where'd you find out?
We're not compatible.
Because she's too expensive?
That's part of it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you married now?
No, I'm not.
You have a girlfriend?
No.
Oh. Is this your first time here?
It is.
Oh, welcome, man. What's your first name?
Joseph.
Joseph. Of the Bible.
Yeah.
Any questions for me?
No, not right now.
Okay. You live here in L.A.?
I do.
Welcome, Joseph.
Thank you.
All right. I got to ask Mark's wife, and then because they just got married, and then I have to ask White Victoria. Should a man romance a woman?
No.
He should not. Did your husband romance you?
No.
He didn't romance you? He just walked over and said, come on, let's get married.
I mean, basically, yeah.
Really? And you just said yes?
I mean, no, but I think that the spirit of romancing is evil.
Romance is evil?
Yeah.
And so have you ever been romanced by a man?
Yes.
And at the time you thought it was evil?
I mean, my ego liked it, which means, yeah, it was evil.
But at the time you didn't think it was evil, right?
No, but I was asleep.
You liked it, right?
Uh-huh.
What were you thinking when the guy was romancing you? What was going through your mind?
I think it was mainly self-centered. I was enjoying it because it was inflating my ego.
It made you feel good?
Yeah, it's all about.
Did it make you feel important?
Sure, special, important, different,
Yeah.
better than other people.
And so Mark did not romance you at all? What the?
No, he was kind and treated me like a normal like a human being, which I think women actually prefer. I think that if when women are used to getting romanced all the time, and then they find someone who treats them like an equal and a human, they actually prefer that.
Did you know you preferred that before he came along? They can't hear you.
No.
You did not know that. That's amazing.
Mhm.
And so how do you feel now? How long you guys been married?
4 months.
4 months. How do you feel now about him?
Great. I don't know.
Great.
Yeah.
You can take him
It's
or leave him.
amazing. Yeah.
Oh.
No. What?
He ain't got no romance anyway.
No,
Oh,
but
amazing.
I think that like romance is like Joelle said, it's seduction. It's not like love at all. So when you feel that someone loves you, that is beyond anything that you've ever experienced. That as far as romance and all that stuff, that's just surface and not real.
You can tell that Mark love you?
Yeah.
How?
It's just obvious. It's just like always there. It's something that I feel within our interactions all the time, and it's not like exciting, it's not like emotional, it's just calm.
Oh.
And I
So
just
does he
feel
correct
loved.
you?
Yeah.
You obey him?
Uh-huh.
Amazing. How old are you?
I'm 29.
They're going to throw you out of the feminist club.
They already did.
They threw you out. Amazing. Victoria, what do you think about, should a man romance a woman?
Well, I'm going to speak for my my own case.
Yes.
My husband romanced me, and he still does.
He still does?
Yeah.
And by doing what?
By he respects me, and he does compliment me, and he does say that I'm the most beautiful woman in the world for him.
You believe it?
I do.
Amazing.
Well, for in his eyes, I do believe that. In his eyes, I am.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes. And I just feel the way that he, from day one, and I knew that he wasn't expecting sex from me. Like the way that he romanced me was very genuine and pure, and it just felt love. Like he
It felt like love?
It felt love, yeah. It was very alpha, the way he romanced me.
So he's from Spain or somewhere, right?
Greece.
Yeah, they do that over there. And they sing. They put a flower in their mouth and they sing, right?
He did do that.
What are you going to do when he stopped doing that? There will come a day when he will not do that.
Well, it's been
He's going to be like, I don't like you.
it's been 6 years and he hasn't stopped.
Oh, it will.
I'll be fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
You don't look like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so sure of where we are and that our marriage is just going to last till death do us part.
But you know the romance ain't going to die out, right?
I never thought of it.
Well, you better start thinking. Are you doing your silent prayer?
Not consistently.
Oh, I would suggest you do it.
I know.
Because the romance ain't going to wear out. It's going to die out. And then for realness will come. One reason I thought about this question is I was walking down the road and I saw a couple walking down the road, and the guy was telling me that he and his girlfriend had been doing the do, but he didn't want to, and that, but she seduced him, she make him do it, right? And she was shocked that he said that. So I asked her, why are you doing that? Why are you making him do it? She said, because when she doesn't do it, she feels empty. But when she does it with him, she feels whole again. So that's why she seduced him. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I never heard a woman admit that they feel whole when they're doing the do with a man. Do you feel whole when you were doing the do with him? Take the mic. She's like, no. You don't feel whole? It's not for the ladies. Well, I can't really say. Wait until next week and suffer. Because it's my next week question. So, I got any other question about anything? I got to tell you this. I saw this, I believe Jester, my trainer, sent me this. There is a video out there of a group called Changed, meaning that it's a bunch of lesbians and homosexuals and transgender people and all the people. They used to really be into that lifestyle. And then somewhere somebody has a church or something, and he or that person is showing them how to overcome that. Have you seen that? It's so interesting. And we're going to try to get them on the show. But they were in D.C. holding a press conference because the government is trying to shut that down. The government doesn't want the homosexuals to be helped to come out of that lifestyle. I'm thinking, wow, that's evil. That the government is trying to tell you that you can't get help if you want it. It's like totally taking away freedom. And it's amazing that the government has the nerve to do that. I mean, who would come up with something like that and the people not be outraged about it? But these people are trying to fight against that bill. Apparently there's some law. So look out for that, all right? Because if they're doing it in Washington, D.C., it's coming to California there. I think they already have it in California. You already have it? Yeah, you can't help the homosexual overcome.
It's against the law.
That is crazy. So why do they have alcoholic programs and things like that? Well, they shut that down. Oh, I better not give them any ideas. I'm just playing. That's amazing, huh? And so I just wanted to tell you about that. So, any other questions about anything? All right. So, my whole thing this year is to get you to wake up and come out of this darkness so you'll be in control of your own life and not look to experts or anyone else to tell you what is best for you. Because I've noticed that a lot of people rely on the experts. And the experts are as dumb as a doorknob. Really. The more degrees they have, the dumber they are. They really have no sense at all. So when I ask these biblical questions and when we fellowship, it's really to prompt you to get to know yourself so you can see for yourself. Because there are two realities, right? There's the Old Testament. The world is living out the Old Testament, but the new world is on the inside of you. And that's where you're supposed to live from. That's why God said, you must be born again. All right? So that's why I ask these questions, so you can start thinking for yourself. Otherwise, you will be destroyed if you let someone else think for you. I don't have a cold, Justin. So I've had the head claw all week, but I don't feel sick at all. And he's been telling me all week I'm sick. I'm like, no, I'm not sick. But, so my biblical question this week is, in the Bible it says to walk in the Spirit, to live in the Spirit. Have you heard that before? And so I want to know, is there anyone here living in the Spirit? In the Spirit and truth? Two people? Out of 1,000, two, huh? You're not living in spirit and truth? Victoria, husband.
Am I what?
Living in spirit and truth.
That's the goal.
So you're not doing it right now?
I am, but am I perfect in it? I'm not sure. Silent prayers sometimes don't get done in the morning. Stuff like that.
It doesn't? No wonder you're romancing Victoria.
Can I tell you what? I don't know.
You
We see
better
every
romance
time
her.
we come here, she sees the world's completely different to me. I don't feel like what she said. I mean, I have said she looks wonderful.
Ooh, I'm playing. Cut out. No.
No, this is good. Can I just tell you this?
Yeah.
I kept things simple when I met her. I wasn't trying to romance her at all. And the gifts, very few gifts I gave her were very simple. Because I think that other stuff is deceptive. And in the end, it falls apart anyway. So you're right. That stuff ends.
So you don't romance her?
I don't think I do.
But why is she thinking you are?
Because I'm nice to her. Maybe she sees that as romance. I respect
Why do you
her.
think he's romancing you? Don't you guys be fighting? Did y'all move to Vegas?
We did.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And so he's saying he's not romancing you, but you're
I
saying
think maybe
he is.
I'm seeing, maybe the way that I'm perceiving the word romance, it's different than the way you guys are defining it. For me, romancing is, he's not giving me gifts every day or anything like that, but he like the other day I cooked for him and he really liked what I made for him and he was very appreciative and complimenting what I did and very grateful. And to me, that's like, wow, my husband appreciates what I'm doing. And to me, I fall in love with him. Like, I love that he appreciates that.
Right
and to
on.
me, that's like, I see this as romancing. I don't know.
I was hungry. It tasted good. Thank you. It's good.
What I realized, women see things totally different than men see things, right? Like he was hungry, the food was just good, and so he's telling the wife, this food was really good, but he's hungry, right? And the wife's like, oh, he loved me. This is so romantic. Keep it up, you're doing fine. All right, so are you walking in the spirit
Try
and
to.
truth?
How will I know if I am, Jesse?
If you were, you would know it.
Right. So I'm not there yet, but I want to.
You want to?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you say you, oh, let me go to Mark. Mark, are you walking in spirit? Oh, do you cook? Let me put on the mic. I have to ask your wife if she cook. You cook?
Yeah.
Have you cooked since being married?
Yes.
You have? Did he like it?
Yes.
He's like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
And you thought, wow, he loved me.
No, I didn't. I mean, I didn't think that wasn't like what came to mind.
Oh.
I was like,
what
yeah,
came
it is
to
good.
mind? When he said, oh, I love it, what came to mind?
I was like, good. I'm glad I didn't make something disgusting.
Oh. All right. Yes, sir. Are you walking in spirit and truth?
I believe I am.
And why do you believe you are?
Because I can see things and because I can see the truth. And even though I do things or I react, overreact, or do things I don't like, or have thoughts that I don't like, I don't think that's what life's about. Like never having thoughts coming to tempt you. The devil's going to just give up on you because you read the Bible the third time or something. I think even though like certain people may not like me, think I'm rude or whatever, that means nothing to me. That like I can't prove to somebody that I'm perfect, you know what I mean? But the things that matter to me, I feel I've learned here, and they're very real to me, and I don't care how it fits in another box somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Did your grandmother die yet?
No, she's never gonna die.
What's she waiting for?
I don't know.
Oh, amazing. You say you walk in spirit and truth? Oh, amazing. How old is she now?
99.
99? Wow. Amazing. That's how they used to live, though. The older generation lived forever. You walk in spirit and truth?
Yes.
And how do you know?
It's similar to what Mark was saying. It's just
A little loud for me. Ernest can't hear you way over there.
It's like a knowing. Like I just know that I do.
And how do you know? For those who are lost, for Victoria's husband, how do you know you're walking in spirit and truth?
Doubting thoughts.
Your daughter laughing. She's walking in spirit and truth right now.
She's a mess. That's what's. That's the problem.
She's all cracking up too. Yeah. Yeah.
Like just living. I just know. I just know within that I am.
So if you're walking down the road and someone asks you that and they want to do it, would you be able to tell them what to do?
Maybe not perfectly, but yes, I would.
What would you say?
It depends. You have to give me a scenario.
It depends?
Yeah.
Let's say a bum walking down the road, smoking a joint. I want to walk in the spirit and the truth. What would you say?
That's still tough for me to say because it's not happening.
It's not happening?
Yeah, it's not happening.
You're not walking in the spirit too?
No.
Or the bum is not upon you?
Yeah, the bum is not
I
upon
see what
me.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It has to be like a real life situation.
All right.
You know, not trying to dodge it, but it's just, that's how I feel about it.
Okay. Ernest, are you walking in spirit and truth?
I knew you were going to come to me. Honestly, I'm not really sure.
How did you know I was going to come to you?
I just had a sense,
I'm
a
sorry?
hunch. Just had a hunch you would.
Oh, okay.
I have to think about that, Jesse. I think if I was, I would be able to answer that definitively. So I'm not really sure.
Definitively?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yes, sir. Is this a good question or what? See, all these things you should know. That's why God said, seek first the kingdom of God and his right way, and these things will be added unto you. And a lot of people don't know it only because they're not paying attention to themselves. They're just going by what they've been taught growing up and just thinking that that's real and that's the way life should be, and it's not. Really. Yes, sir.
So your question, am I walking in spirit and truth? That's, to me, that's, are you born again? And my answer is yes. And you say, well, how? Or how do you know? It's because I've forgiven those that I needed to forgive. I forgave my mother, my father, my sister to their face, to the ones that are living, to the ones that are not living. I did sessions of silent prayer and just realized that they did the best they could, and I'm not perfect, and they weren't perfect.
And so had you thought about this before?
I thought about it over the week.
A biblical question?
I thought about it over the week when you had your expert session on it.
You like my experts?
Yeah.
They're too smart, huh?
Yeah, they're very smart.
Yeah.
And so what I realized is, and it was what Joel and Nick were talking about, and it kind of dawned on me Friday and yesterday, this question was, I was making a judgment about my degree. It's like a degree of walking in the Spirit. There is I was going, well, I just woke up this past year, but I'm not where I want to be.
Where do you want to be?
Well, I want to be where I don't overreact to anything, where I act correctly in all times, in all situations. And I'm still, right now, I'm doing the silent prayer, and I'll catch myself going into my imagination.
Right.
I'll catch myself maybe overreacting to a situation, and then going, I overreacted to that, or I got caught up in my imagination, and then I'll start thinking, well, okay, just got to relax, come back to myself. I'll literally try to go find 5 minutes where I'll just do the silent prayer for 5 minutes and just kind of reset and then go on with my day. So, but I was caught myself, well, in that question, your question helped me realize that I was judging myself in the level that I thought I was at, which is, to me, that I was like, oh, that's just Satan working on you to get yourself to go into a judgment again, and then, you just go off the rails. So, but it just is clear to me that you're asking, are you born again, and how do you know? Well, if it was back to the bum, you'd say, well, first of all, let's wait till you sober up off the pot, and then let's have a conversation. Who are you angry at? Who do you resent? Who do you hate? And then talk about how could you forgive them.
The one thing I want to tell you, don't want for anything.
I understand, but it's...
Don't want to be this way. Don't want to not overreact.
It's part of the growth.
Yeah, don't want to. You can't want for anything, all right? You just have to be. Because whatever you want for is what Satan's going to use against you.
I know that.
Say,
I'm seeing that.
You overreacted. Now it's not working.
Yeah.
Now you got to go and do the silent prayer for an hour, all that crap, right?
Yeah.
Don't want for anything. He will use it against you.
I see that.
Yeah.
It's you're being worked out. You talk about how when you're born again and you wake up that you're like a baby and you're learning to walk and run. I mean, I literally see that I'm a baby or a toddler in certain
Yeah.
areas spiritually. Maybe I'm more advanced in other areas, but certain areas.
Don't
I'm-
even think about that.
Yeah, I just
Really? Don't think about it. Every thought is a lie about anything.
Right.
Every thought, and he is constantly trying to give you something to think about.
I
so
see
he
that,
can
and
deceive you.
it's nested and it's deep, and there's all these loops that
Yeah.
Satan tries to get me going in, and it's like I'm just slowly seeing more and more and more.
Right on, man.
But that's how I interpret it.
Okay. I'll get to it in a minute. Yes, sir. Did I see your hand? Yeah. Okay. Hold on just a minute.
I maybe I'm deceiving myself. Recently there's some exchanges with people and they got quite insulting on the phone, texts,
Right.
whatnot. And normally, 10 years ago, or before I walked into this room, I'd take it personally and say, "Meet me somewhere. Let's talk about or do something." And now that doesn't happen. So I think
He
is
used to
that
belong
more in
to
the
the
guide?
mafia.
But is that more you're walking in the spirit by not being angry, by not reacting to these things? Is that the spirit you're talking about?
That spirit I am talking about. Are you walking in the spirit and truth?
I feel I am.
Okay. And if someone asks, well, how do you walk in the spirit and truth? What would you say to them?
By not having anger, by being disciplined and paying attention, seeing things clearly.
Do you believe that it's possible to live a life without opinion about anything or anyone, include yourself?
That would be a dream.
Do you believe
to get
it's
to that
possible?
point, yes.
You do believe?
Yes.
But you're not there yet?
I think I do it quite a bit.
You don't have an opinion about anybody or anything?
Less and less.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't matter
All
anyway. To have an opinion, if I'm asked, yes, but do I have to state it and judge? No.
That's what I would tell you about your sister, your family, because a lot of times they don't want to hear the truth. And if you impose it on them, they're going to get mad anyway if they don't want to hear it, but if you impose it, they're going to reject it even more so. It's best to just let them suffer. And you become an example for them. And eventually they will ask. Somebody in the family will ask, "Oh, what are you doing? You don't let mama get to you. You're not crazy like we are." And then you'll be able to, because your light shines greater than your words. You know what I'm saying? Right on. Okay. Where am I? Here and then here. Okay.
I have, over the course of my life, accidentally led people to God. I'm not really trying intentionally.
Right.
And I've made a lot of mistakes over the course of my life. I know a lot of people that will tell you that. But I can tell you that I was blessed by having a mom and dad. We were really, really poor, but my mom and dad were always together, and my dad was always so peaceful that when I took that energy that I just knew inherently around with me, people were able to come to their own revelations without me putting scripture in their mind or anything like that.
Yeah.
For example, this is going back to even the transgender issue. A friend of mine one time was transgender, taking pills and getting estrogen and everything for years and years. And one day I lived in Hollywood and he was on acid. And I was totally sober, just drawing. I was living at this shop, it's like a punk rock store. And then he was just there asking me about scripture. He knew that I kind of knew about it. And I was just talking to him about it while he was like tripping out and going crazy, playing music and it was really crazy. Then he asked me to pray for him. And I was like, okay. And I had my hand on him and I prayed for him. And then another friend came in and was like filming us because he was just wandering with a camera. And he said that he couldn't speak for some reason. He was just like, all right, I guess I better just not say anything. And he was filming me pray for him. And then he kind of like stopped filming and he was just kind of weird about it. And then he went, my friend, whose name was Julius, he went upstairs to this top part of the store and he was just laying there by himself on acid, praying and praying. And I just whatever. I'd had no idea what had gone on, and I went to work the next day. Wasn't quite sure. It felt a little weird, but I was just working, you know. And he had come out and said he never wanted to be a woman anymore. He stopped taking estrogen pills, and I'm not saying that I led him to anything,
Right.
but he naturally started to not want these things. And then a lot of really crazy things happened. He ended up having a child. There was a crazy story with the baby mother, but now he has a new wife and 2 new kids and he takes care of the other kid, and his wife is Christian, and they live together and they love each other.
Are they
And
married?
They're married now, yeah.
Right on.
And he's doing everything the right way, and he takes care of his kids. But it was a long progression, and I realized that that's what it was. It wasn't anything that I had to learn really, like, obsessively, and it wasn't anything I had to tell anyone very at the right time, or because there's sometimes when you think it's the wrong time, it is the right time.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, maybe you should stop smoking pot, like right now. And then we'll
You
get
smoke
to
pot?
Oh, I smoke. Yeah, I do smoke pot.
Pot smoker.
But it definitely when
You smoke every day?
Oh, I do actually.
Did you smoke this morning?
I did.
Are you high now?
I am.
Let that lady
No,
have the mic.
but other than that, and I'll give my mic away right now. But other than that,
Why did you smoke this morning before coming to church?
It's just out of a habit now. I was a totally sober kid throughout my career, but then I
But a
became
totally high adult,
pot
huh?
smoker when I came down, and I started to become.
Why
more,
do you need pot?
I've become to the revelation more recently that it's definitely something that hinders my
So
spiritual
this morning
strength.
when you got ready to smoke, what was happening that made you decide, I need a joint right now?
It was a habit, habitual.
It was just a habit of smoking every morning?
Yeah, it's nearby, and but the desire is becoming less and less, and I've been smoking less and less in the last few weeks.
So you smoke about what? How many have you smoked today?
I literally just took about 1 hit this morning.
One of the pipe things or?
It's a tiny little pipe. It's a little
A
frog.
pipe smoker.
A little.
You have it on you?
Probably.
Come on up here, brother. No. Let the young lady have it behind you. What does it mean to walk in spirit and truth? Are you doing that?
I don't think I'm. I think for myself, I'm striving to do that
You're striving to do it by doing what?
by being more inclined to reading and praying, and giving the time to God that I would normally would do something else.
Right. And do you have an idea what that means to walk in spirit and truth?
I think a vague idea, but it's still an idealized position to want to be, I think, the most humblest of human beings.
Are you a humble person?
Not yet.
Yeah, I can tell your husband going, no. That's your husband or friend?
That is my nephew.
Oh.
Thanks for.
Well, when do you guys look alike?
They say that couples do, but no, we're not one.
Why is it difficult to walk in spirit and truth?
I think because
Is this your first time here?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is. Oh, welcome. What's your name?
Teresa.
Teresa. Why is it difficult to walk in spirit and truth?
I think because at some point you innately want to do something right, but then there are so many other factors that are out of your control that you either can jump into that, or I would say take yourself out of it and try to just not be in it. But an everyday occurrence, whether it be work or life or just walking down the street,
Yeah.
like for me it's traffic. I want to be walking in spirit in traffic, but
I don't blame you.
it's not. 2 hours in the road is not the business.
Right. How did you find us? How did you hear about us?
Through him.
Right on. And have you watched any of the shows?
I have not, so this is all new to me.
This is all new right now. Amazing. I'm glad you didn't tell him, man. He's like, Aunt, come on, let's go to this meeting. Have you forgiven your mother for what she did to you?
My mother?
Uh-huh.
What did she do to me?
She kept you away from the spirit and truth. Are you, your mother still living?
Yes.
So that's good. You don't know anything about what we're about. Are you a Christian?
I consider myself.
I'm sorry?
I consider myself a Christian.
Are
yes.
you?
Yes.
Are you one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Have you forgiven your mother for the mistakes she made with you?
I guess I don't understand that because I don't see any mistakes that she purposely have made. There's no book on parenting, right? Like 101.
Right.
To be a perfect parent, so.
Have you forgiven her for the mistakes she unintentionally did?
I think I would have to know what the mistakes are or acknowledge that they're mistakes
Right.
before I could
You
even.
would.
Yeah, like I
So
don't
did
even
she
know.
make any mistakes with you while raising you?
I think for me, yeah. I would,
What did she do?
She worked too much.
She was away from home too much?
Yeah,
And why is that a mistake?
because I wished she would have shown up to more of my kid events.
Right. And anything else you did?
None that I can really. That's the one that really comes to mind.
So she just made one mistake with you?
I guess the first. That's the first one that comes to mind. Like,
Do you get irritated at her at times?
yes, she is a senior citizen. She is my next child.
Oh, you have to take care of her?
To a certain extent, yeah.
And so while growing up, did she irritate you with things that she did?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
And like what, for example?
She told me what to do all the time.
I'm sorry?
She told me what to do all the time.
Yeah, that's a horrible one. And when you would tell her to stop it, what would she say?
I've already been through this. I'm trying to not have you have to do the same mistakes that I made.
That what she said?
Mhm.
But she wouldn't stop doing it?
No.
Oh, okay. Have you forgiven her for that?
I don't think that needs forgiveness
Why not?
because it's not something that I'm holding like, oh, until you brought it to my forefront, I just think those are well-intentioned things that parents do.
And so have you noticed you're just like her?
Maybe.
And do you want to be like her?
I would want to be my own person. more
Right,
than-
but you're like her.
Am I like her or you're
I'm sorry?
telling me that I'm like her?
I'm asking you.
Well, I don't think so.
You just, I asked you, have you noticed you're just like her? You said yes.
Oh, in physical, but not like in action.
You don't do things like she did while you were growing up, and some things she's still doing?
I would have to think about it a little bit longer. I can't think of anything right off the top of my head.
So you can't think of one thing that reminds you of your mother and you do it?
No.
You can't think of one thing?
No.
You're not like her at all?
I'm sure I am. I just can't think of.
Okay, well, smoke on it. And you're lucky the pot is right in front of you.
I'm
You
good.
don't have to go
I'm
out
good.
to get it. Well, think on it, all right? Any questions for me?
No.
Are you yourself?
Am I myself what?
Period. Are you you? Or you like others?
I want to consider myself as I'm my own person
You love your father?
very much.
You close to your father?
Yes.
Okay. You grew up with him?
Yes.
Good. So let me talk to your nephew. What's your first name?
John.
Thanks for coming, John. And so you invited her because you needed a ride?
Yeah.
Amazing. And how did you find us?
Through like YouTube interviews, you doing interviews?
Right on. Any questions for me?
I do. I do have one.
Okay.
I was reading this might fit in with what we're talking about, but I was reading something in the Bible about like adultery and how like temptation, like if you have, might as well gouge the eyes out instead of like your whole body going to hell or something like that.
Right.
I'm just wondering what that means. Like,
Would it mean that you might as well take your eyes out rather than go to hell?
yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. Let me smoke on that.
Because when I read
I
it,
kind of know, but I'm not sure right now.
when I read it, I just thought like you should get rid of like every temptation you have in your life and like.
You should definitely do that, and you will if you are born again.
Mm-hmm.
You should overcome all of them, and you will. Have you forgiven your mother?
Yeah, I have.
You went to her?
Yeah.
How well do you know your aunt? Is she your cousin or aunt?
My aunt. She's my aunt.
How well do you know her?
I've known her for all my life.
Oh, is she like her mother?
I would say my mother's like her mother.
Your mother's like
Her sister is like her mother.
her mother, but your aunt is not like her mother?
I don't really think about it. No, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
So what happened when you went to forgive your mother? What did she say?
Not much, just like for what and okay.
Are you still living with her?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
What?
I know.
Why are you still living there?
I'm too comfortable. I don't know. It's
And when did
comfortable.
you forgive her?
Last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
And you're still living there?
Yeah.
You have a job?
Yes, I do. I work with them.
You work with who?
My parents.
Your mother and father?
Yeah, they have a business, so I just work with them.
Oh, you do? Why don't you take that money and get your own place?
I'm not good with money.
You're not good with money?
No.
What does that mean?
I don't save.
You don't save?
No, I spend it and.
Because you spoiled and lazy.
Exactly. Yeah, I am.
But why don't you fight for your own life, man? You need to get out of there. And if you continue to work for them, use that money to pay your rent, buy your own food, and do your own thing, you're not going to grow up until you do it. They're going to kill you at home.
I know. I'm starting to see that now, and but wanting that, I feel like I'll make bad decisions based on that.
But that'll be fine. You'll be on your own, and you'll learn from them, and you'll grow up.
Okay.
When I left home at 18, I made a lot of horrible decisions, really. But I learned from them, and I got better. I didn't know at the time that I would get better from it, but I did. So you need to be out there on your own. Because under mama, you're not going to grow.
I know. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. What does it feel like to be living there at 26?
Like a baby. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is your father letting you live at home at that age?
He's weak.
He's weak.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to end up just like him, and if you do get a wife, you're going to become the boy, and she'll become the mama.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm not really good at romancing either.
I'm sorry?
Maybe that's why I'm not really good at romancing either.
It is. You have a girlfriend?
Nah.
You ever dated?
Have I ever dated? Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
At 26 years old,
Yeah.
you need to move, man. Go find yourself a room for rent somewhere or something, but you got to get away from mama or she will kill you. Because the longer you stay, the worse you're going to get. Because you need to be out dealing with challenges, dealing with life and making mistakes and learning from them, overcoming anger and moving forward. You're not going to do it at home.
Yeah, I still find myself overreacting to her, to my mom, to my mother.
Yeah. How do you overreact by doing what?
Just I guess snapping back, like she's saying something like, "Oh my God, I overreacted," just because it's like there's not enough space for me to like grow and then kind of like discover myself and like being
Absolutely.
okay with how she is. and stuff.
Yep. You smoke pot?
Yeah.
You have to deal with that. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
From one pothead to another. Welcome. Listen, before
All
you
is
leave
welcome.
today, I want you to see Hermes and put your name on the list. We have a home for young men. And so when a space become available, if you haven't moved, we'll let you know. And you can rent a room at the Bond home. But you got to get out of there. You got to fight for your life. Because it's not going to get better unless you get away from mama.
See, I was thinking of like wanting to like move out so bad that I was gonna make a bad decision, a life-changing decision. But if you're saying like it's okay,
It's okay.
like maybe I'll just join the military just to like run away, because I get it. Once people turn 18, they like join the military just to get away.
Yeah. It's better to be in the military than to be living with mama. So go join the military. Now's a good time.
Yeah.
You can help the president kill bin Laden.
Right on.
Salami.
Salami.
What? Soul Mama. Whatever his name. But you got to get out. Go join the military.
Definitely.
And she's going to tell you, no, Pookie, don't join the military. No, Mommy wants you to stay. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord, my son joined the military. You join anyway. And just say, you know what? I'd rather be in the military with bin Laden than to live here with you. Be honest with her.
I could see her guilting me into like staying, like, oh, you're just leaving our business and stuff like that.
Yeah, don't fall for it. But you got to, what do you think hearing this? Did you know this already? Your nephew felt this way?
Yes, but if we're gonna be honest,
Please do, yeah.
your opinion is not necessarily what I would do, but
What would you do? What would you advise him to do?
to learn how to save first, like save your money.
He ain't gonna never save money with mama.
But
And if he saves, he gonna find it and spend it. I know a young man, well, he's old now, he's in his 60s, and he saved up a lot of money so that he can move, and mama spent the money.
But is this a thing for males or is this a thing for everybody?
Nowadays, female better get away from mama too, or she will control you, even from the grave. You get married and move to Africa, she'll move. She'll find some reason to, oh, I love Africa. I always wanted to go to Africa. But you need to get away from mama too. What do you think about that?
I think we have different notions of motherhood. Or
We
being
who?
with yeah.
I'm sorry?
We
Oh.
have different notions of what motherhood or.
Real fast, what's your notion of what motherhood is?
I don't believe that I need to run from mom to gain my independence.
But why haven't you gotten it then?
What do you mean?
Because you said you were taking care of her, so she's old.
Yeah, but like financially, I'm not. I think that's still, they're retired. Retirement isn't what it used to be, right?
What do you mean?
You don't make a lot of money being a retired senior citizen.
But if she had prepared her life in the right way growing up, she'd be in good shape now.
I think that's a very elitist mindset.
In what way?
Preparing yourself, I think, is all nice and dandy, but it takes a lot of hard work. And I can honestly say that my parents worked really, really hard to get us, like their children, where they wanted us to be.
So why do you have to take care of her if she worked hard? Did she save her money and buy a home and do what it takes so she doesn't become a burden to her children?
I don't think she's a burden to her children.
You want to be stuck with mama?
I don't think I'm stuck with my mother. I think I love my mother enough to want to be able to provide if she needed it.
Amazing. Okay. You call me up one day.
All right.
But are you surprised to hear that he want to go to the military?
Yes.
You're surprised? Is that the right thing to do to get away from mama?
It wouldn't be the first thing I would do to get away from my sister, but to each their own.
Yeah, if it was your mother, you would. But let me just talk to him for one more minute. I recommend you go to the military then. It's a start. And don't let her make you feel guilty. Oh, what about our business, Peppy? You know what I mean? You know, say, that's not my company, that's yours. I'm getting out of here. You gotta fight for your soul, man, and the sooner the better. Because the longer you stay, the harder it is to leave her, because she will guilt trip you. And then she'll get old, and she's like, oh, Peppy, I'm old. I need you. And now you're like, what the? Any question about that?
No.
So are you going to join the military?
I'm going to do something.
Yeah. You got to get out, buddy.
I got to.
It's too bad your father's weak and he's allowing this to happen to you. Have you told him he was weak?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He tries to give me advice, and I'm like, this wouldn't have happened if you were an example. I kind of said like, I kind of call him a loser.
You call him a loser?
Yeah.
Loser!
Loser. I
So
don't
what do
listen
you
to
say?
I don't listen to losers. He didn't say anything. He just listened. I told him if he wasn't an example, like this wouldn't have happened. And
Yeah. Yeah. He can't handle your mother. He's married to his mother. So he's the boy and she's the mama.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to get out. Have you forgiven him?
I've forgiven him. I just I kind of don't like interacting with him.
You don't? Did you tell him you forgive him for being weak?
Yeah, I did.
But you don't like interacting with him?
No, I don't like. I want to be around empowering people, and he's not very empowering. So
Yeah. I understand. When you get out, be patient and get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Go and find out tomorrow how you can join the military.
Okay.
All right?
Trump 2020.
Trump 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That what you said?
Yeah, I did.
Do they know you vote for Trump? You love Trump?
I didn't vote for him, but I love him.
Do they know that?
Yeah, I talk about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised they haven't put you out there. Now, you're out of here, Peppy.
Puppy.
But move out, man. All right?
All right.
Go to the military or something.
I will.
Get a second job. Do something to get away from mama while you can.
No, you're right. I don't see myself saving if I stay there. So.
Yeah, well, move out. Go to the military. And it's a good, strong military now. Well-equipped, well-financed, with a good leader, so you'll be okay.
Aren't they allowing like the women to train with the men though? I
Yeah.
heard that on your show.
Yeah, a big mistake, but yeah. But that's better than being with mama. All right?
Right.
Any other question for me?
That's it.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're here. All right?
Thank you, Jesse.
Okay. Did you have your hand? Right here. Yes. Do you walk in spirit and truth?
Well, in order to, I think you have to be very, very dumb and very forgetful in order to walk in spirit and truth.
And so are you doing that?
Yes, for the most part, until I start thinking that someone did me wrong. Then I have to get that forgetful part and forget it. And yeah, I got to quit judging. I got to stop judging what's right and wrong and just know what's right and wrong.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you have your hand? I did. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then we'll start winding down.
So I know that I am walking in the spirit of the truth because life is suddenly fun. Like I'm no longer anger or fearful of things.
Right on.
The year before I came here, I was completely buried in all of that mess. I was irritated by my coworkers. And after coming here, I learned to, I realized that reacting to them was totally beta. And I was just digging my own grave.
Yeah.
And I can still point to problems in the office, but by not reacting to the first thing that came into my head, take a step back, pray on it, come back and then do the right thing, it made a huge difference.
Right on.
And the reason I know it works is because life is fun, and I got a promotion on Wednesday, I became a director.
You got a promotion on Wednesday?
On Wednesday.
They gave you more money?
Thanks to you.
Right on.
Thank you, Jesse.
Well, apparently there was another tax cut, right? Hermes, wasn't there another tax cut? Because I know that my employees had more money on their check this week. And
Don't
I'm
tell
like,
me that.
Oh, you guys cheated me or something?
So I'm not going to get everything they
So there was
promised
another
me.
tax cut. Did you hear about that? Yeah. At least for my employees.
So I'll be getting more money than I expected because of
guess
tax
so.
cut? Beautiful.
Thanks to the green white hope.
Beautiful.
I have noticed a big change in you, though. You absolutely have grown in
Thank
an
you.
amazing way.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, you don't even look the same anymore. Like nervous and scared and all that crap.
Oh, man, I was totally beta when I
Yeah.
walked in here.
I know, I remember.
You remember?
I'm like,
You see a difference now?
when you walked in, I'm like, oh, want some rice?
So,
no, you have totally grown, man. You really have. You're right about that.
okay, so I would recommend to everyone here, like, just follow the program. Like, I had no idea. I was totally resistant to the silent prayer. All this stuff was foreign to me.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I stuck it out, and it only took a year, less than a year.
God is with you, man.
Yeah.
Like you ever see anything,
Yeah.
it get better.
Man, I was getting angry at everything. Like, I was on the brink of sabotaging myself for the office by overreacting.
Yeah.
Being irritated by someone and then snapping back at them. But now, I guess my job now is to speak up, to tell everyone my opinion, and to get everyone else to be able to speak freely so that we can get to the right solutions.
Absolutely.
And that only happens if there is no fear and no anger, and people aren't judging each other, and they're not afraid that someone's going to judge them for speaking their mind.
Absolutely. Amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Your whole life, you haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, I'm waiting.
You're going to
You
discover
promise?
things you don't even know exist, but it's inside. And it's amazing.
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 Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, sir.
Since we just kind of talked about the parents situation, I just want to say, kind of like a testament to you. It's kind of scary how spot on you are with everything you're talking about with the parents. So, I went home for Christmas back on the East Coast, and it was I forgave my parents. I sat them both down and I had that conversation with them, and it all went well for the most part. But now it's kind of scary to see like how right you are, because my mom is like talking about like, oh, I think I really like San Diego when I visited. I think we might move out there. I'm like, no, you're not. I just flat out told her like, you're not doing that. If you do, I'll be back on the East Coast. Like, it's just like it's scary now to see. Well, I mean, it's good now because like I feel like I have a playbook now that I'm seeing all their moves when they try this, especially the
Yes.
mama with especially the food. I know we talked about the food before.
Yeah.
And it's just like. It's like before I would kind of like be in my head about it, but now it's just like I'm sitting on the train and just looking out the window, watching it all go by.
Right on.
I'm not overreacting to it. I'm not getting in my head. I'm not, getting emotional over it. It's just scary to see. Scary is probably not the right word, but it's just interesting to see like how spot on you are with everything about this. Because it's like after listening to you, I had all the moves in my hand, and like I'm just seeing how everyone's playing out now, exactly how you're saying it, and it's just like it's been a blessing. So I just want to
Right on,
thank
man.
you for that.
I think it's so amazing that the best kept secret on earth is how to be born again. You know, they tell you should be born again. They say, oh, you just go down and accept Jesus. Do you believe Jesus died for you? Yes. You believe he rose and went to whatever? Yes. Nothing changed, right? But I think it's so amazing that something that's so simple is such a secret. And the secret is you got to forgive mama. They tell you, oh, your father is no good. Your father was an alcoholic. Your father was a drug. Who cares about that? That had nothing to do with me, right? But they don't tell you your mother turned you away from your father. Your mother recreated you in her image. You are like your mother, and you must be born again, meaning to overcome mama and return to the father. They never tell you that about mama. And so everybody walking around thinking they love mama. And mama all puffed up, dying of cancer and all that stuff, because she feel like she's God. The world is rotating around mama. And I think it's so interesting too is that when you know you need to go and forgive mama so that God can forgive you, for adult men and women, it's the hardest thing in the world to do. They'll go to daddy, but they won't go to mama. Oh, I feel sorry for her. Oh, she may get mad. Oh, she brought me in this world. She, all that crap. Nothing but excuses. But unless you forgive your mothers, this is for the ladies too, because women are recreated in their mother's image as well. That's why they do the same thing that mama does. They get angry, they try to control you, they're emotional, but they don't know that they are not themselves. They don't know that they are mama. And they wonder, how did I become like my mama? But once you forgive your mother, you will start to change. When you really see that she couldn't help it. And the only way you're going to see that is to know yourself. It's not uncommon to see men look alike mama, look like a woman. I was at the gym the other day, yesterday, and some guy walking around the gym, and he had I guess he must have some long hair. He put it in a ball, and the ball was sitting up on his head. I'm like, what the? I'm like, why? Don't you feel like a girl? Can you see yourself doing this? It just feels girly. That should let you know, there's something wrong with this hair. But men are created, and women, in the image of their mother. That's why you must be born again, so you can be recreated in the image of God. And there's nothing like it. Really. You can finally be yourself. You will have no fear, no doubts, no worry, no nothing. And so walking in the Spirit, I want you to hear this and do what you want with it, right? Walking in the Spirit, and the only way I know this for sure, because I'm growing to it. I've heard it before, I read it before, but it's happening right now in my life. I have realized that walking in the Spirit is to be present at all time with God. And in that present is the truth. You are of the truth. And when you treat others, when you run into others, and somebody mentioned being mean to them, you're going to be honest with them, but you won't hate them, because your spirit in that presence of God is all love, and it's impossible to hate them. It's impossible for them to make you mad. But you got to live in the present. And so what I want to close by telling you, this year, be aware, whenever you drift off into the past, of the illusion of a past in your mind, or the illusion of a future, you're walking away from spirit and truth, and you're living in darkness. And so when you feel that way, when that happens, just come back to it. Don't freak out. Don't let Satan tell you, oh, it's not working. But in the present, God said, come into my present, and in the present, all things are possible. There's no doubt about anything in life, no matter what happens. But Satan will still try to work your mind, but you'll see him. You'll hear his voice, and you know it's Satan, right? But it will work out. It can't help but work out. You can't help but have faith as long as you're outside of the imagination. And that's why God said bring everything into captivity. So, if you are smoking pot, and bring the pipe to church with you, don't be mad about it. Just know, do the silent prayer. During the day, be aware of going in and out of your imagination, because in the future, there's nothing but hell in your imagination. In the past, nothing but hell, right? But in the present, perfect peace at all times. Really. And Satan will still try to work you, but it won't work. That's why God said, my children shall know me by my voice, right? Because his voice is a revelation. He doesn't talk to you. So anytime you hear the voices in your head, just know it's your daddy, Satan. It's not God. He will reveal to you, especially when you're living in the present. So get to know yourself and just relax. You are changing. I'm a witness to that. I have changed in ways that I never even imagined I didn't know it even existed, because he keep his love away from the world, his information. It kept away from the children of Satan. He only allows those to see who he wants to see and those who are truly seeking him. That's how you can see it. He'll let you see it. And it's mind-blowing. All right? So this year, just stay away from thoughts about anything, no matter what it is. I'm looking for this building for a barn, right? We got to move. And so, like, time was running out. And they were like, oh, man, they're going to throw you out, right? Because the guy's a Jew. Why are y'all laughing? Why is that funny?
You know why it's funny. You should be a comic.
Because Jews love money, right? And ain't nothing wrong with loving money, I guess. But he's very nice about it. So what he did was he put us on a month-to-month payment thing rather than a lease. So as soon as we find it, we can go, right? But Satan would tell me, oh, you're going to have to go. You got to go, blah, 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 right? But thank God I did not think about it because I recognize his voice now. All right? I just recognized the voice. And so he couldn't get to me. I felt nothing on the inside about it. Or it not. And I'm like blown away that I feel no fear, no worry, no doubt, no nothing. Because I know as long as I stay with God, in the presence of God, by staying away from the imagination, all is well. And so I want to warn you, do the silent prayer, go and forgive, and allow yourself to grow. All right? So if you happen to smoke a joint, but don't bring the thing to church. And the only reason you bring the little thing to church because you want to smoke going home. You know what I'm saying? But don't hate yourself. Don't hate others. You can't help yourself. You can't change anything. And as soon as you recognize that and stop fighting it because it's spiritual, it'll all change. It will. Everything will start to fall away. All those old habits, the anger, overeating, smoking pot, sexing, all that kind of stuff will start to fall away because you are growing and you're living more and more in spirit and in truth, right in the presence of God. All right? So just be aware of that. And everything will change. Don't get mad about it. Try not to do it, but if you can't help yourself, don't judge yourself. Any questions about that? So try living, just live in the spirit. Come out of your head. Everything is right here, right now. Everything else is ego. I think someone mentioned that. When you live in your imagination, you are living in ego. And unfortunately, you got the ego from your mother. Women, those who have not been born again or did not grow up close to their fathers, they are all ego. And I've been thinking that it was the man who was ego. But he does have it, but he got it from his mother. It's all ego. Ego is of your father, the devil. So walk in the spirit is simply means stay in the present. All right? Last question, and then we're done. Any other questions about that? Yes.
Can you admit that pot might not always be that bad? Because in my case, it helped me to relax. This gentleman talked about being dumb so that he wouldn't be judgmental. In my case, it was the first time I used it. It was after you were making fun of it here. And I started to take edibles, and it helped me not react. It relaxed me. It actually got
Pot
me to
relax you?
It helped me to avoid all the other pitfalls I was falling into before. I would go out to bars and just drink myself silly.
And
But
you still
instead,
smoke pot?
I don't. You
still smoke pot?
I do edibles.
So you eat pot?
I eat pot.
What's the difference?
You asked
What the?
It's not smoking. You asked if I smoked it.
But it makes you high, right?
Yes.
Well, the same thing. A high is a high is a high, whether through eating or smoking.
Okay, but if it helps you avoid trouble.
Why you can't rest unless you smoke some pot? Or eat some edible pot.
I was wound up. I was ready to quit my job and leave my company. Pot helped me to go to bed at night, get a full night's rest, to be productive the next morning. And I didn't have a hangover. And so maybe it's a good thing. Can you agree that it might be not so
what
bad?
pot does, it lowers your consciousness. You want the mind of God. And in there is all peace all the time, no matter what's going on at work or going on anywhere. The real you would maintain peace. You won't be affected by it. And so you go to work, you deal with the issues, and you'll go home and sleep like a baby. You're
Agreed.
still
Okay.
using
So
an
I'm not
outer
there yet.
source instead of the inner source.
And I don't want to be reliant and dependent on that source, that
Yeah.
false source. I agree.
Yeah.
But for that
You
momentary
only want to
thing,
rely on the peace within. Christ came that you may have peace. And believe me, you stay out of your imagination. Stop overreacting, as someone said. It'll happen. It is happening.
so can pot introduce me, be like the gateway drug to being at peace? And eventually, I will get off of pot because I now can see what peace feels
I
like.
can't believe this. You have some edibles on you right now too?
No.
Oh. But
I do it by myself at home.
I would
only.
recommend you try not to do it.
I would like, yes, eventually. I
Because
see
you
the
want
value
the
there.
source that brings you peace. Because when you're high, whether you know it or not, your consciousness is lowering. You're lower
Okay,
in consciousness.
For sure.
You
I
want
sh-
to always be aware.
Yes, I want to be able to recreate that without medication.
Yeah.
True.
Do the silent prayer.
I was on a very good silent prayer when I was on pot. It felt amazing.
Amazing. I recommend the silent prayer, but if you want to do the pot, go ahead.
I'll suffer and die.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to suffer and die, so I won't.
Both at the same time?
No,
Did that work?
No, it won't work.
What did he say?
The
No.
silent prayer and pot at the same time?
You're going to be too high. Listen, there's a natural way of living. And Christ made that way for us. But you got to overcome. You got to be born again. You can't trust your imagination at all with anything. He said, bring every thought into captivity. And so if you do the silent prayer, allow yourself to grow, you're going to be fine. But the pot is in your way. It really is. It's a false salvation. It's a false peace. You want the real deal.
I didn't know what that piece was until being high. So I've always been a wound up person. So I would say I totally fully agree. But for me,
But that's not the peace.
it'll end. Yeah, I'm not.
The
like-
pot, when you're high on pot and you're relaxed, because I know what it used to, I used to smoke pot too, but we call it grass. And you feel all good and hungry and sleepy, but that's not the real peace.
No.
That's a phony, that's an imitation of the real thing. There are no words to express what the real peace is. All right?
So how do you get someone to see what that piece, that possible piece is, if they've never experienced it?
By getting them to know themselves, go and forgive, do the silent prayer so you can learn to see out of your darkness of imagination, and they will get it.
I see that as a safe way to go.
It's the right way.
It's the right way, it's the safe way. But for me, it was a vehicle, short-term, a shortcut to get there. And I expect to jettison those paths and move on from it. But for this one case, it helped me
All
to be able
right.
to see this.
But at some point, what's going to happen when you stop smoking it, if you're relying on that?
I'm not relying on it.
What are you relying on?
The God? God.
Okay.
Doing the right thing.
All right. Do the silent prayer. Go back to the silent prayer.
Okay.
Let's say you're going to smoke your joint, right? I mean, you're going to eat some cookies, whatever. What do you eat?
I do watermelon gummies. I do like this hybrid watermelon. It's amazing.
Amazing. So let's say you're going to, tonight, you're going to eat your little...
No, not tonight.
Okay. Do the silent prayer first, and then eat your little stuff until you're able to lose the appetite for it. And don't make it a big deal. It'll fall away. But it's not the real peace that you're looking for.
I hear you.
Yeah. But
I get it.
don't try to force it to happen. You'll eat more. Just know you want to drop it. It's not the real deal.
Okay, so if I'm feeling anxiety and I want to go out and party, but this is the least of the two evils, the lesser of the two, is that okay?
To smoke the pot?
Yeah.
What I would recommend, do what you want. Let's say you want to go and party, but you're feeling all this anxiety about it. Go party anyway, without the pot. Face it, your fears, so you can
Face the
overcome
biggest
them.
fear, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to face like facing mama. The hardest thing in the world to do, but once you face mama, you notice the fear of mama disappear, right? So likewise with the party, go and face the party. And just look at
I get
yourself
it.
going
Absolutely.
through. Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
Because
Okay.
Satan's telling you, oh, everybody looking at you and you're not dancing right, but do it anyway.
So I'm being a beta by resorting to this medication. I should be an alpha and go out and just face the music.
Beta.
Oh.
Beta man.
So
Jesse,
ashamed.
can I hear beta?
Beta.
You being a beta male, man. The young man that came up here to speak last week, he had to face it. You have to face your fears.
Okay.
Don't get high. Go to your fears and face them, and you'll see that God is with you.
Good
All
words. Okay, true.
So don't run from anything. Face it. If somebody's mean at work, just say, you know what? I'm going to deal with this mean person. I'm going to face it. And don't hate them, and you'll find yourself dealing with the person. And they'll go nuts. All right? I got to end. Does this help a little bit? So this year, you want to be aware. You know, when you go in and out of your head, no big deal. Just stay in the present. If you go out, come back. Be aware of what's around you. If Satan trying to scare you or make you worry, let those thoughts pass. It's going to be amazing. It really is. You are growing. It is happening. All right? I appreciate that. Let's see here. Any announcement, Ernest?
Women's Forum this Thursday.
All right. Are you going to be in town this Thursday? So we have are you going to be, you live in L.A.? In the Valley. And you live here too? Oh, she's in Ely. Well, are you going to be in town, Victoria? We leave tomorrow. Oh, okay. We have a women's forum every Thursday night for the ladies, and the first Thursday night for men. So this Thursday is for ladies at 7 p.m. So I want to invite all the ladies to come, all right? It's going to be a hootenanny of a time at 7 p.m. And also, I'll keep you updated when we find a building. Keep your eyes open. If you hear of anything, let me know. And what else? The radio show and all that. If you have somebody you'd like to see on the radio show or hear, let us know about it. Contact the radio, and we'll get them on. All right? I think that's it. Don't forget to donate. If you need counseling, we have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. If it was in me to give you what I'm telling you about, I would, but it only come from God. But you gotta forgive. You gotta be honest with yourself, though, in order to do it, all right? So don't forget to donate, and don't forget to like, follow, tweet right there, subscribe, share, and sign it, and ring the bell. Because they're shadow banning all of my networks right now. I have 3, and they're shadow banning us. So don't forget to go there and tell other people about it. All right? What, James?
You didn't get to my question. Super chats.
Super chat. What?
Real fast. Question about the silent prayer from Deuce Volt here.
Deuce Volt what?
That's his name.
What's his name?
Deuce Volt here.
Oh.
He says, question about the silent prayer. The more I abide in it, the less my mind has to say. Does this mean I am making progress?
Absolutely. What's going to happen? You've been living in your thoughts trying to escape the trauma, but if you do the silent prayer, just become aware. It's God who allows you to see the thought. Eventually, they get further and further away from you. Really. They don't, but for right now, they're close up on you. You're one with your imagination. But it'll get further and further away because your faith now is in God, and you're doubting these thoughts, the voice of Satan, so it will get away from you. It won't be anything after a while.
One more. From BC Gosnell.
So don't yell at me, Joel. It's James.
Thank you. BC Gosnell says, Jesse, will God put a woman into my life without me searching? I am waiting for one to be added, but wonder if I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, don't be waiting for one to be
I don't
added.
want to die alone thinking shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, don't wait for anything. Just live your life in the present. Just live your life. And don't, like I'm going to tell this young man, don't anything. Just do what's in front of you to do. And seek the kingdom, and a man or a woman will be added to a man to the woman, and a woman to the man, right? It'll be added. Don't wait for that. That's crazy. It's still you're pretending to be seeking God where you really want a woman. All right? Don't play games. Thank you all so much. I enjoyed this today. It was amazing. Thank you.